In Annex D, specifically when dealing with residential service calculations, you'll notice different approaches to handling motor volt-amperes, particularly with appliances like dryers. Example done. A use is the dryer motor volt-amperes at 100%, while in done B, the largest motor volt-amperes is used plus 25%, totaling 125%. To understand this difference, you have to consider the assumptions made in each scenario. In example done, the calculation uses only 100% of the dryer motor volt-amperes because it's assumed that the dryer motor is the only significant load on that particular circuit. In other words, that circuit is dedicated solely to the dryer. In this case, there is no need to add an additional allowance for diversity or for other motors running simultaneously. The full load of the dryer motor is taken into account, providing a straightforward calculation for the circuit's required capacity. On the other hand, example done uses the largest motor volt-amperes plus 25%, totaling 125%, because it is assumed that the circuit will be used for multiple motors or loads. This scenario accounts for the fact that not all motors will be operating at their full rated load simultaneously. It is likely that the largest motor will be operating at or near 100% of its rated load, while the other motors will be operating at less than 100%. The 25% allowance is added to account for the diversity of the loads. Diversity, in this context, refers to the likelihood that not all electrical loads will be operating at their maximum demand at the same time. By adding the 25% allowance, it ensures that the circuit is adequately sized to handle the potential load from multiple motors, even if they aren't all running at full capacity simultaneously. This approach prevents overloading the circuit and ensures a safe and reliable electrical installation. The 25% allowance isn't used in example done because it's assumed that the dryer motor is the only load on the circuit. Therefore, there is no need to account for diversity. Since the circuit is dedicated to a single appliance, you use the full rated volt-amperes of the appliance's motor to determine the circuit's capacity. To summarize the key differences, firstly, the single motor load considers only the dryer's volt-amperes at 100% when the circuit is dedicated solely to the dryer. Secondly, the multiple motor loads consider the largest motor volt-amperes plus a 25% allowance to account for the diversity and potential simultaneous operation of other motors on the same circuit. When performing residential service calculations, always consider the specific loads on each circuit and whether diversity should be taken into account. This will ensure accurate and safe electrical system design.